Are you looking for a way to engage your audience online? Try a virtual event. Virtual event? Do you mean a webinar? In this short video, I want to explain the difference between a webinar and a virtual event, so you will be able to find the most effective way to share your company information and brand online. Let's not forget about doing some business. There's a new exciting term in today's online community: virtual events. Going in step with the new fad, every marketer has decided to rebrand their podcast/webinar into a virtual event. We think that things should be called by their name. So we decided to explain the key differences between a webinar and a virtual event. What do you think is the biggest difference between a webinar and a virtual event? Please let me know in the comments. Both a virtual event and a webinar are a company's way to share information online, to get across some messages, to explain about some products and services, maybe teach people how to use different tools. All this means that you get into a website and get live content with the ability to ask questions. Now, let's discuss the differences. The first difference is in the experience. In a webinar, you get a familiar video interface with a chat on the side. You go and prepare a cup of coffee so you won't fall asleep. And you just sit and listen carefully to the speaker while periodically checking the notifications on your cell phone. In a virtual event, it's a whole different experience. The idea is to create something that is close as possible to an in-person event. In most cases, you start with a lobby that gives you the different options you can navigate to. Not only visit live sessions, webinars, you can actually go to exhibition grounds and see different presenters. You can talk to salespeople. You can network with different participants. It's an experience that is much more than just sitting in front of the screen and listening to a speaker. And you're also free to do whatever you want, just like in a live event. Attendees do significantly more things in a virtual event than a webinar. Consume different content, they click on different places, they learn something. Now let's talk about branding. In a webinar, there are some branding options, but most of them are just like a banner on a website. There's not much of a brand experience. Maybe a call to action button, maybe some company logo. That's not very exciting. In a virtual event, it's all about the branding experience. You can show different branding elements, you can create different areas, you can make your brand come alive. You can use video, audio, text, logos, you name it. You create a brand experience so rich and interesting that it sometimes even tops a live in-person event. A webinar usually offers only one piece of content that can be watched live and hopefully can be rewatched again if you get the link by an email. A virtual event is an opportunity to show a variety of company assets, videos, documents, presentations, infographics, funny company gifts, and all in a clear and fun way to watch. And of course, you can download most of the content if you don't really have the time to watch it now. After listening to a webinar, doing some business and actually buying something will require you to go to a different website and leave a message or send an email. That's quite an endeavor to get something done. A virtual event offers the ability to meet, discuss, and decide everything right on the spot. A live conversation with a sales rep is just one click away. If I already mentioned live conversations, now I want to address the networking aspect. In a webinar, attendees finish listening and go do their own thing. There are some social media groups in which you can actually discuss insights and talk about what happened in the event, but the drop-off rate is huge. And those that are present in those groups are usually very passionate about the subject or just looking to sell you something. In a virtual event, a networking area is already part of the package. People can talk and chat with each other in different areas, do some mingling, have some fun, and everything while they're on the platform, on the live event. To sum up, the biggest difference between a virtual event and a webinar is in the experience. Usually, the webinar is only a part of a virtual event. A virtual event can offer an interesting and unique experience that you can give your attendees, including everything you want to offer them in one single place. This video is a part of a series about how to make interesting, successful, and impactful virtual events. And if you want to learn how we managed to do it. You can go into our website and book a demo, no strings attached.